Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, where do I start with this one? Right, tonight we're going to be doing a debrief of last weekend's event at Spaunton, Quarry, Pickering, North Yorkshire. It was round one of the Edge Cross Country Championship. It's a fantastic venue, is Spaunton Quarry. Was there last year, really enjoyed the practice there last year, and this year I was up there last Saturday, went for a walk around, they had a practice day on. The conditions were absolutely perfect on the Saturday, but on the Sunday of the race, man, it was a whole new different ball game. What should have been a cross-country event turned into an extreme cross-country event. So we're on the start line now. We've already seen at least 200 riders ahead leave the start. So in front of me we've got the sportsman vets now. I'm on the over 50s row. And then behind me, we've got at least 50 novice riders as well. So I'm on the start line. When you look at who's at the side of me, we've got quite a competitive class. Lads like Paul Mackay, Simon Nutter, Chris Salt, Darren Hayes. All right, good bunch of riders there. And I am, well, I'm pretty outgunned, to be fair. I'm on a 224 trail bike. GPX TSE 250 was its build, but it's a 224 engine. I'm massively outgunned by the other guys. They're on 300s, KTMs, Huskies, gas bikes, 4-strokes as well. That's a sportsman vet's going. So yeah, I'm not going to win any races today, but I'm here to have fun, and that's what it's about. I just wanted to take part in this race because I wanted to ride this venue. So we'll be going very shortly. Dan Bewley, you can see here's the guy with the board just ahead of me. And we'll be getting the signal from him to set off. So an interesting race it was. For those that attended the race and took part in it, you will know what it was like. So here's my perspective of it, and I'm going to keep chipping in and just explaining a few things as the GoPro footage unfolds. The only thing that I should have done in hindsight was put a new back tyre on. I ran a trail type tyre, Maxxis IT Pro, which had done about 40 hours, and it was pretty done, to be fair. And it didn't really help me throughout the race, but we got around, we finished, that's the main thing. And by the way, the China bike's called the Wok, because it always causes a bit of a stir wherever it goes. 10 seconds, anytime now. We're off. Not the best start, but I'm not too bothered. I just want to ride the event. That's what I'm here for. The crack, the social side of it, and just enjoy riding the bike and just see what we can do with this GPX. So we've got the first few hundred yards out of the way. I'm just starting to settle in now and just want to enjoy the ride. quite a bit of single track here, so it's difficult to pass. This was the only part of the course that I didn't walk the day before, so I wasn't really sure what we were going into down here. Just getting a feel now for the terrain. It's really greasy. In fact, the whole course was so slick it was untrue. I mean, at this moment in time it's dry in places, but things will deteriorate massively. A stopper here for the guy with a fallen tree. Something and nothing really. Some guy just didn't quite have it. Trying to use the higher gauge on this bike now just to pull myself through these trees. It's ticking along down third gear in the low RPM, doing quite alright actually. I'll get out a second. Again, slippy up here. Just looking for an opportunity. Didn't quite get in there, just didn't quite have enough punch there to get through. But we have now. Well, at this point I'm really starting to enjoy myself. Nearly overshot that corner then. As we come out of that rope, the back wheel just nearly went down the bank, spinning up massively. This little bit here, once we got onto this open area, it's like, I don't know how to describe it, it's like pea soup or whatever. It's like just grass all ripped up, there's lines everywhere. It's really hard to ride on. Getting traction was difficult to see. On this stuff here, it was hard to get going as well. It felt like the ground was like sucking you in. There was that much rolling resistance. I hit 5th gear and it weren't having it, so back into 4th gear. Nicely warmed up and just getting into the flow of things here. As greasy as it is, it was quite enjoyable. We'll just round this right onto a really off-camber, rocky sort of area. This is like a big bowl, is this? A big quarry bowl. A big hole, I didn't see that the day before. Okay guys, I'm just going to stop it there for a moment because we're now at the top of the hill, or the top of the hill what leads into the Precious Valley, and it's called the Precious Valley by the person who owns the land. That's my understanding. You can imagine an area of, let's say, 500 metres in length by 50 metres wide of nice lush grass. On each side of that you've got a hillside with trees, so a forest on either side. A really nice setting, somewhere where you'd like to walk with your dog and your family in the summer, see the birds, the butterflies, just listen to the wildlife, that sort of thing, you know, a picturesque place where you could film let's say, a scene from The Hobbit or The Sound of Music. Okay, but no, it's Sunday, it's time for bikes. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on down there. I knew at the top all I could hear were the bikes revving, and I was going to go into some sort of hell pit. Now I'm just assessing what's going on, and I can see this picturesque place has been transformed into something from hell. So at some point we've got to get across to have a go at this hillside. Let me tell you now, traction was not happening. We were not getting any traction anywhere. So we're just having a bit of a rethink now. No, it's not happening. Just had a bit of a rethink, and we're just going to go back to the bottom. We're going to stay on the right hand side and try and get up. You can see there, that is the Precious Valley, and like I say, what was a really nice, pleasant place ended up looking like something like the M1 motorway. It was just wrecked, absolutely wrecked. Just setting ourselves up for go number 2. That was a big relief, that. We're up there. Very deep, loomy sort of horrible leafy soil is this. We're down there, a bit of a skid out.
Fuck's sake.
just coming up to a downhill, which is again quite tricky, and the fact that it's just so slippy. Now got a nice long sort of stony muddy climb, like a bit of a track.
Not a tree then.
I'm just going to pause it for a moment here. You can see the rider in front of me in the blue on the right hand side. That's a rider that I passed quite a while back. So he at some point has managed to get in front of me by whatever means. My own thoughts are that he's not been able to get up the hill at the bottom of the Precious Valley, and together with a lot of other riders, they've cut the course and gone down the Precious Valley. This is the second climb. It was like, let's do it. Second gear, pin it. pleased with that hill climb. And now onto the top of the valley. And again, it's this Greece Central. And it's now starting to rain. At this point I've got that much mud on my boots I can't even feel if I'm braking or changing gear. Now I'll just pause it there for a moment. This is the first of the naughty downhills. Now as you can see, it's pretty blind. You can't see where the bottom is at this point. And once you're actually at the top, you're committed and that's it. You're either going down one way or another, whether you like it or not. I didn't think I would have stopped then. Just before we get going, because we hit neutral there. But on the second lap, going down that for me was just unrideable. I ended up sliding down there on my backside, and the bike as well went down on its side. Now at this point I stalled the bike there, you can see that, and it just felt like the bike was running a little bit lean for some reason. But we'll just keep going.
Twat!
And then yeah, it just bogged out for some reason, which made me stall. Now we're actually on the top of a rock here, which takes a bit to get going. You can hear it bog again then slightly, just like it was it's just running a bit lean. But up to this point I've not adjusted the carburettor for 5 or 6 hours. It's been absolutely spot on. Again, it bogged again then. And now we can hear the engine is. It's like it's hunting as the revs. rain's coming on now. We're getting some hailstones at the moment. The conditions are starting to worsen. The track's getting slippier. Just stop here for a moment. You can hear the engine like hunting. I just adjust the mixture screw on the touch and go carburetor just fractionally, and it sorted it out straight away. And we're back to business then. Starting to rain a bit heavier now. Oh mate, that was slick. These are the fast boys coming past at the moment. Fast boys. We're just dropping down now. Another naughty little slope at the bottom here. It's like a rut. I'm looking at this the day before thinking this could be a little bit tricky. Just don't get it right. Because it was like dug out in the bottom. Yeah, from that last drop we've just twisted the bars and the forks, so we've got to straighten them out. I'll just pause it there for a moment now. We're now at the bottom of the biggest climb on the course. It's quite evident there's a lot of guys in the trees that you can't see on camera that are having some problems. People can't get up, it's slippy as hell. But we've got to give it a go and see what happens. Now it's snowing. This was the first attempt. And this was the second attempt. Rider in the way, then maybe go into the tree. And then we had a couple of goes after this. We finally sort of made his way back down to the bottom, and I spoke to a marshal here. You can see there's a lot of guys down there just having some real issues now. This is the bottom of the Precious Valley, is this?
No way I'm getting up that.
What about taking it out?
Yeah, 4 attempts and that's...
It is easy, you just haven't got the run up, because the run up's there.
Yeah.
But everyone's building up and I keep telling them.
I tried that twice.
Push back.
I didn't quite make it up.
So at that point I then waited 5 minutes or so because the hill was impossible for me and quite a lot of other riders. So we waited 5 minutes or so till someone made a decision and that the course was opened at the bottom of the hill onto a different section. The fire road was open and everybody went through, and unfortunately I was at the back of the pack. So we managed to get going, and this is where I then pick up the camera again. We're at the top of the fire road, entering a section which wasn't ridden the day before on the practice day. So as you can see, the snow's coming on pretty thick, and I've just got the GoPro going again. So we've missed out maybe 500-600 metres of course here. At this point, the goggles are just like, you can't see through my goggles at all. There's that much water in them, that much mud. Time to take my goggles off. so glad that I've just made the screen even muckier. Well, we'll just keep going with this for a while. Although it's a little bit blurry, you can still get a perspective of the terrain that I'm riding on, especially when we get into the big sort of bold quarry area, which has got some huge banks on to climb up. got another big climb now, and again I had wrong gear. Again, there's that much mud on my boots. I don't know if I'm changing gear going up or down or what. And I had it in third for this. I should have been in second gear from the outset. This is a point where I've literally had my face filled in with mud, so I've got to stop for a moment and just scrape all the mud out of my helmet. So we're just starting the second lap, and I'll just let this run for a little bit because we've not got a lot of this now, not all left. Now this next hill climb wasn't in at the start, so just thought we'd get this in. Okay, so there you go. That's it. That was lap 1 of the Edge Cross Country Championship 2022 at Spaunton Quarry. I would think we'll call it the Cross Country Championship Extreme in brackets. But you can't help the weather, can you? No, the weather did make it into an extreme race, but I just got my extreme head on and just went for it and just kept my head down and kept going. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed riding the GPX. It was a lot of fun. We got 2 laps in total. The second lap was even more challenging than the first because of the conditions. And on the second lap, I did have to help a few people out in places who were in sort of stuck situations, particularly Duncan Rose, a friend of mine. We rode together for a brief, short period of time. And he got his bike wedged between, well, in a rut and between a tree as well. The back wheel and the mudguard was wedged up against a tree, and he couldn't physically move it on his own, so I had to help him pull it out, and broke his tail light in the process of doing that. So sorry about that, Duncan, but I hope you've got your bike fixed after that event now. But yeah, 2 hours 22 minutes. I mean, in some respects, I'm a little bit disappointed because the event should have been a 2.5 hour event. So if it had, I'd have been looking at maybe a 3 hour ride time there, which is what I want. I like a long ride. I like to get value for money, and particularly for people who are travelling some distance to get there, like Lee Szabo and his son Kit. They've come from down south, 5.5 hour drive each way. It's nice to get a decent bit of ride time. And the race was delayed at the start because people hadn't processed their applications online to enter. They were leaving it, just turning up on the day, and which it's all right, but it just creates problems. It creates work for the staff that run the event, and then the knock-on effect is that it just cuts our ride time down, which is not on really. So if you're going to enter these events, book online, commit to it, regardless of what the weather's doing. Don't be looking at the weather the day before and thinking, shall I go, shan't I go? If you're going to do it, do it. Just book online and just, do what comes, do whatever comes. So that's my theory anyway. If I'm booked on, I'm committed and I'm going. That's it, full stop. And that's what the mentality you need to have, really. I think so. So good event. Really enjoyed it. The GPX were good. We just had one issue at the end, which was a blown fork seal. When I started washing the bike down, I noticed that the fork seal was starting to leak. But we're at 48.5 hours now. I did say at 50 hours on the bike we'd do a suspension service, so we're doing it fractionally earlier. So I'll be doing that in the next couple of weeks at Eurotech in the workshop with me and my colleague Nick that I work with. So that'll be interesting. So in the meantime, the TPI is coming out, the KTM. We're going to get back on that, do a few rides. We've got a ride on the 26th of February at Werndu Quarry with my mate Carl Venter and the gang. So I'm looking forward to going down there and having a bit of a crack with them. And then we'll be into March, and hopefully we'll start seeing some warmer weather coming, all being well, and we'll be back on the GPX, and we're still waiting for the 300 GPXs to arrive in the UK, and I think that will be probably, hopefully, mid to late April, maybe early May. So the TPI sort of filling the gap in that respect at the moment, but I'll probably keep the TPI right till the end of this year so I can run it alongside the 300 GPX as and when it comes. So when we start doing our build up for Romaniacs in July, it's going to be good. We've also got the EXCF 450 rally bike project, which just started now. I'll show you a little bit of a photograph of that. So yeah, it's all going on at the moment with me and bikes and everything else, and DIY at the house and all that sort of stuff. So I'll be back soon. Back next week with some suspension stuff with the GPX. So stay tuned. Hard Enduro and Adventure Media at Eurotech and on Robbo's GPX dirt bike page. See you soon, guys. Take care.